What's going on, guys? We are in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, crown jewel of the Atlantic coast, the mid-Atlantic coast. We got restaurants, we got clubs, we got bars, we got hotels galore, and we can't forget about the mini golf. What about those of us who don't really like the city scene, want to get out more into nature? Well, they got something to offer us guys too. So if you hold on just 1 minute, we'll check it out. Yes, we were down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina last week. We made the road trip down about 10 hours from where we're located in Central Ohio. We wanted to test out a couple products. The main two that we're going to talk about in this video are the Etekcity, I don't know, I can't pronounce it right, but it is a small camp stove. It's literally a pocket-sized stove. It fits in this small container, pulled out, and it's got 4 little arms that come around, flip them out like that. Pop that on a propane butane mix can, and you got yourself a stove just big enough to cook your basic necessities. So with a small stove, we also had to get some small cookware. We decided to go with a Coleman brand set. So this is the set that packs down into just a little tin about like this. It's a flimsy set, but it travels very well. But don't expect this to hold half a dozen eggs in the skillet in this thing. So actually what holds it together is the handle. It's got a little wing nut on it. Flip that around. And inside this set, we have a skillet, holds everything together. We have a plate, pan, dish, whatever. A little kettle, so something you can cover up to cook a stew or something like that. And then we have a little coffee cup. Isn't that cute? I didn't read it, so I don't know if it's dishwasher safe or if they say it's dishwasher safe. I threw this mug in there and our kettle, it discolored it a little bit, but it seemed to hold up okay. I mean, if you're gonna be putting it directly onto a 600-degree flame, I don't see what the big issue is with throwing it in a dishwasher, but all of it seems to be pretty sturdy. I've cooked eggs in it, I've cooked hot dogs in it. I mean, our little tin cup, it's pretty much useless. It only holds like maybe 5 or 6 ounces, but it all works good for its intended purpose. Its intended purpose is to pack up and be super light to go in a bag on a trail where you're gonna be walking 20 miles a day. That being said, for what it's supposed to do, suits the needs quite well. I really appreciate it. It's a pretty cheap set, between $10 or $20, depending on where you get it from. The Etekcity, once again, in that $10 to $15 range. I have one complaint about this. It works flawlessly since I've used it. It works in the high winds, which you'll be seeing here in just a second on the beach, but is the fuel. Most everything I've used in the past has ran off of either strictly propane or strictly butane. This runs off of a propane butane mix. So when I ordered it, I went ahead and bought a can of propane. I didn't read very closely. So we have a can of propane that we just cannot use. So we're gonna have quite the treat as far as disposing of this here in just a bit after we go through our reviews. What you have to get is a specific propane butane mix. This mix, it's reasonably priced, but I didn't appreciate that aspect of it because most everything runs off of straight propane. So it just makes it a little bit more difficult because if you do have implements that run off of propane, you have to carry around a separate canister for this little stove. But that's my only complaint about it. Works great. You'll see that here in just a moment. And it really goes well with this Coleman camp set. They're both very small, very easily packable, and only gonna add maybe 2 pounds to your load going out on the trail. Okay guys, we are back on the beach here with our small camp stove. Gonna be cooking us up some hot dogs on it. I chose the beach. Why? Because we have a lot of breeze out here. So I wanted to see how good our little cook stove does with the breeze. So let's get her fired up. Sounds like a little bit like an afterburner. Okay, so it does light up. Doesn't like the breeze, obviously, but we were able to get her lit fairly easily. Let's open up our hot dogs here. We also got our Coleman cookware. We're gonna be using our tiny little pan here, just for demonstration purposes, but pop our hot dog on there. And right away you can hear, since this is really thin metal, you can really start to cook things pretty quickly. And we actually need to turn down our heat just a smidgen. This will really cook it quick, especially if you're cooking right over the flame. Be careful because you will burn it. Remember, we got an open flame right under about maybe 1/4 inch of metal, and that tends to heat up really fast. So keep it moving. Don't let it say. See, we've already started to burn it some, but we should be about cooked all the way through already. Let's go ahead and shut this off. And just like that, we got dinner. If you like this video and want to see others like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to purchase any of the gear seen here or check out our campground blog, where I review every campground we visit, go to TestedOutfitters.com.
Tried, tested, and approved. TestedOutfitters.com.
You just edit this part out.
Okay guys, as promised, we are out here with our bad propane and our bad butane that we couldn't use with our camp stove. So the logical thing to do with something you can't use is shoot it with a shotgun to see what happens. I honestly have no idea if these are gonna explode or what. I hope they do, but let's find out. That one's a little bit smaller. Let's get some bird shot on this. No explosion, and we probably just killed the ozone layer, but that's okay. Tune in next week for Tested Outfitters, TestedOutfitters.com. All right, so a little bit of physics here. You can see that our can is actually froze over from the drop in pressure. They store propane under pressure. So when you release that much pressure, it all evaporates. When it evaporates, it basically freezes everything super cold. So it's turning into just condensation now, but it completely froze this can over.